I have had the unfortunate experience of being hit twice by cars, both in Charlottesville, and I biked in a lot of places.
This past summer I got in a pretty kind of serious bike accident.
I was hit on my bike 2 years ago. It was 2 weeks before a really big race I was training for.
The second time I should have been more aware. It was dark out.
I signaled that I was going to make a turn to the car behind me, and as I began my turn, the driver actually sped up and accelerated into me.
Both were instances where the car was turning right and didn't have their blinker on.
Biking downhill, going like relatively fast, like looking down, and the car pulls out, so I swerve off the side of the road, and so I hit my front brake, because I'm not that experienced, so flipped over and slid across the ground.
So I fell in the middle of the street, the car kept going, and then the oncoming traffic stopped and checked if I was okay.
Didn't break any bones or anything, got a few x-rays in the ER.
Both I was very lucky and walked away.
It was I have a scar right here.
Oh my gosh.
So, looks like 2 bullet holes, but it's not bad. I mean, it's not bad.
Thankfully, I came away with just a few scratches, but I was very rattled by the incident. I was scared and I didn't get back on my bike until the race.
I still haven't gone down that area ever. I'm not going back.
I've been hesitant to bike ever since.
In this world driven by four-wheeled vehicles, many students and residents of Charlottesville are seeking a two-wheeled alternative: bikes. Bikes are a growing presence on the roadways of the city and on the grounds of the University of Virginia. This is no accident. Bike advocates have highlighted that it is good for the environment, good for the body, and a quick and easy mode of transportation. It's fun, too. But not everyone is ready for a bike revolution, and biking can be dangerous. Just last year, the university lost Matthew King, a graduate student who was struck by a city utility vehicle on his way home from volunteering at The Haven, a local homeless shelter. The place where he was hit, the intersection of 4th and West Main Street, is a notoriously congested place for both cars and bicyclists. Let's look at the bike culture of Charlottesville and talk to students and community members who are trying to make it better and safer. Heather Higgins is a local cyclist and spokesperson for the community group Bike Charlottesville.
Charlottesville is bike friendly in a lot of ways and has plenty of opportunity for improvement. So there is a strong community, and that's a really critical first step.
So one of the big challenges for us on many levels, environmental, social, is to try to get us a little less dependent on cars. Bicycles are part of that important mix of mobility options that residents ought to have. Even a small move away from cars and towards bikes opens up lots of opportunities for greening cities, planting trees, reusing those spaces for public functions, that kind of thing.
I would say Charlottesville is working on being bike friendly. Bike Charlottesville has a great advocacy program, lots of hard work in helping the city realize some of the challenges to becoming more bike friendly. You've got small businesses and startups like Happy Rickshaw in the past and adventures like Double the Wheels who are trying to push for more people on a bike.
I have felt unsafe on the roads. Just some of the Virginia drivers zoom by you or don't really respect the bikers on the road.
The route is clearly, there's a disconnect between bikers and drivers.
My ability to be safe is a two-part equation, and I only have control over one of those parts.
You're always going to encounter that regardless of where you are.
We have to understand as cyclists how our behavior impacts the perception that motorists have that we are the hazard on the road.
Before I started biking, I used to not like them at all, but now that I bike around, I'm more understanding. But when my friends are dude, why is this guy not biking on the sidewalk?
It's a double-edged sword. If we want the right to be on a road, we need to act like vehicles.
There There are 5 ways that a city is evaluated for being bike-friendly, and universities can be bike-friendly universities as well. Engineering, and that's sort of all of the infrastructure issues, trails, bike paths, signage, all of those things, traffic lights that are triggered by bikes, all of that stuff.
It'd certainly make it easier if I didn't have to take the longest hill and the longest route, because it's the only bike lane available, or if there were some on-off-road style paths connecting communities. We don't have a grid-style city here, so the fastest way to some places is not always a straight line.
Having the sharrows there, having publicity about them, and having people drive down them and experience sharing the road with a cyclist will hopefully inspire them to take a different look at cyclists on the road and understand this is a sanctioned activity. Education, educating cyclists, educating motorists.
The irony is that bicyclists are often drivers, as well, and we're all pedestrians. So we engage in these different modes of mobility at different times during the day. So we should be more understanding, right? We should, we're in our driving mode, we should be more respectful, more understanding.
The university really needs to step up and offer, not just for first years, but definitely for first years, short courses, orientation seminars in cycling safety. Encouragement, and that's providing the information that would help someone get into biking or sustain with biking for whatever their reason. Maybe it's transportation or recreation or sport.
This is what was fun when you were a kid. It's still that much fun. It's very safe. And the more you ride, the more your proficiency increases. Jump on a bike, find a friend with a bike, find someone who can get you a bike, give it a shot.
When you increase ridership, it's proven that the more vulnerable users of the road on the road, the greater the calming effect on traffic. Enforcement. So, you might have some great laws on the books, but are they being enforced?
There's more than just putting in a bike lane or widening a bike lane. You need to make sure that it's, it keeps going. There's roads that there's this awesome bike lane. It disappears when the road gets too small, and then it appears again. So where are bikers supposed to go in those situations? And maintenance, where do you think they swipe the debris?
And then evaluation. Continually checking where are you with your progress towards your goals. What can you do to bring them about in the next round?
It's important to recognize the tremendous progress that has been made to make this city much more bicycle friendly than it was.
It has to be adopted into the culture before we'll really see a change in attitudes.
After talking with experts and students, it is clear that the future is bright for Charlottesville biking.
The more people who ride more often, you're going to find that you increase the overall bike awareness and safety and culture. It's cool to ride a bike. Let's make it cool.